guys, so today's video is going to be my top 5 favourite books, and I decided to do this because I just thought it was a really good video to do, and because it gives you some ideas of what books you can read. So yeah, so the first book I would say is my favourite has to be John Green, The Fault in Our Stars. Everyone, when it came out, it was the most popular book that everyone wanted to read, and it was a really, really good book. The film is really, really good, and the book is really, really good. It is about a girl called Hazel in the book. It's about a girl called Hazel in the book. It's named, the name's different, but it's about a girl called Hazel who has a certain type of cancer in the lungs, like our lungs fill up with water and stuff like that, and it stops her from breathing. She meets her parents don't realise that she's depressed, and they take her and they try and persuade her to go to this cancer support group, and she thinks it's really, really, really a bad idea. But she meets a boy called Augustus Waters, who she, well, as you can see by the cover of this book, it's a really, really good book, and it is a very scary book. It's not scary, but when you're watching it, you're kind of expecting certain things to happen, and you realise it's not what you expected. But it's really, really good, and I love it so much. Yeah, it's a really, really, really good book, and it was just one of my favourite books to read. I couldn't put it down at all. I think I read it in about a week. Can't remember how long it took me to read, but it was a really, really good book. And the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, you need to watch it now, because honestly it was really, really good. Next book has to be All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This was also talked about in one of Zoe's videos. She's got this Swella book club thing, and she mentions it in her first video of the first part of her book club. And it's a really, really, really good book. I love it so much because it's about one person who wants to end his life and another person who's devastated by this death of their sister. Saying their sister, Violet Markey's sister, and Theodore Finch wants to end his own life. And it's a really, really good book, and honestly you just need to read it. I am actually currently reading at the moment another book by Jennifer Niven, and it is Holding Up the Universe, and I do actually hope to do a review on that soon. I don't know how long it'll take me to do a review. I'll probably review that in a year's time, because I'm likely to finish it. I'm not likely to finish it anytime soon. But yeah, this book's really, really good, and you can tell how bad and like ripped it is, because I've taken it to school, I've read it at home, I've put it aside, and it's been in my bag most of the time. But honestly, you need to like read it. So it's really, really good, and I really, I can't wait until they actually do a film of this. They actually are doing a film of, they've got a film already of everything, but they need to do a film of this. They really, really do. I'm not kidding. They have to do a video of this. Not a video. A film of this. A movie out of this. Come on, right? Come on, someone. Do this. Come on. Someone's got to be watching my video who's thinking, that's a good idea. Another book isn't actually like a book that you would see, or a book that's been recommended by anyone. But this is a book called Casper the Commuting Cat by Susan Finden. And she actually had a cat called Casper, and this is based about him. And it's basically about a cat who is a national celebrity when newspapers ran the story of the amazing cat that regularly took the number 3 bus on their 11-mile journeys around his hometown of Plymouth. While his devoted owner Susan Finden wondered where her elusive pet was disappearing to each day, Casper was brightening the lives of countless commuters. Bus drivers too were getting acquainted with Casper. He soon became a mascot for the bus company, and pictures of him and Susan adored number 3 buses. When Casper was sadly killed by a hit-and-run driver in early 2010, messages of sympathy flooded in from around the world. It quickly became clear that Casper and his remarkable story had touched the lives of so many people. So basically, he was a cat who literally was Commuting Cat. And I just love stories about cats. I actually have 2 other stories about cats, but I haven't got to read them because I am a cat person. So sorry, that was my phone. It's just really, really good, and I love stories about cats. Just because they're interesting. I mean, I've got a street cat named Bob, which is another one I need to read, and of course, there's a film out of that. But honestly, this book was just so interesting to read, and I just love cats. Next one is quite obvious, and when I was a child, a few Christmases ago, I got the series like of Roald Dahl, Matilda. I got the series, like some of Roald Dahl's books basically, and one of them was Matilda, and I read this and it was really brilliant. I've read the book and I've watched the film, and it's really good. But I read this in year 7, and honestly, reading it again is really interesting because I kept on, I read it once in year 7, and then I think I read it again, and it's just a book that you can constantly keep on reading. It's just one of my favourite books ever to read. But yeah, and Roald Dahl is also was a really good author, and if he was still alive today and he was still writing more books, I would probably read his books because he did have such an imaginative memory of what to write and stuff like that. Lastly but not least, has to be a book by Jacqueline Wilson, and that is Hetty Feather. Hetty Feather is basically about this girl who is abandoned as a child. Her mother has abandoned her and taken her to a foundling hospital where she grows up with this family and then has to go back to the hospital, and she's quite demand. She has loads of certain dreams where she wants to be this. She wants to meet her mother again. There is actually a series of this. There's Hetty Feather, Sapphire by a Sea, and there is Emerald Star. But when I read this, I was really interested, and it's basically set around the time of Victorian times, which I really think is a good way to write stories, and it's a good educational book for people to read, like young readers and stuff like that. And I definitely would say that this book is just absolutely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will come back to watch many of my more videos to come. I actually have got a Snapchat, which I will, and I actually did in the last video, put down in the description bar below, so if you want to go and check that out, that's fine. I don't know how much I will on Snapchat, but it's there, so I do have a Snapchat now. I mean, I do have a Snapchat, but I do have a Snapchat for you to follow, and yeah, it's pretty much it. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again next time with another video. Bye!